The name of the poem is A Tiger in the Zoo, which is written by Leslie Norris, a British writer and poet. Leslie Norris has mentioned the two phases of a tiger. Tiger is a wild animal, but here he has written about the two phases of a tiger's life. As we know that tigers are found in the forest as well as in the zoo. So here he has mentioned about the life of a tiger in a zoo. But the reality is that a tiger lives in the forest. Just see what he has written in this poem and what he wants to give a message. First stanza: he stalks in his vivid strips the few steps of his cage, on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. Here the rhyming scheme, as it starts with strips, cage, quiet, rage. So the first one, strips, is A, cage is B, quiet is not the rhyming, that's why it will be C, and rage is the rhyming of cage, that means B. That the rhyming scheme will be A, B, C, B. Now the explanation, what he wants to say here. In the first stanza, he mentioned the life of a tiger in a zoo. As he says that he stalks in the vivid strips. Vivid means clear. Strips, that strip we find on the body of a tiger, dhari, the color. He stalks. Stalks means just walking up and down. Here poet wants to say that a tiger walking few steps in the cage up and down in his clear color. So here poet wants to say that एक टाइगर जो है केज के अंदर लिमिटेड स्पेस में सिर्फ आना जाना करता है. On pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. Pads जो पैर होते हैं, जो उसके पैर गद्दीदार होते हैं, यहाँ पर पैर को ना गद्दीदार बताया गया, वेलवेट. कह रहे वो अपने केज में अपने गद्दीदार पैर के साथ थोड़ा सा अप एंड डाउन करके लिमिटेड प्लेस में घूमते रहते हैं. इन हिज क्वाइट रेज. हियर द वर्ड इज क्वाइट with the word rage. Quiet means शांत, rage means गुस्सा, क्रोध. So quiet and rage is oxymoron over here, as the adjectives are used opposite as quiet and rage altogether. So here poet wants to say that एक टाइगर जो है लिमिटेड एरिया में रहकर अपने गुस्से को दबाकर चुपचाप वो चारों तरफ घूमता रहता है. So this is the life of tiger in a zoo. Now the next line, what he wants to say in the next stanza, he should be lurking in a shadow. He should be lurking in shadow. Lurking means घूमना, टहलना, मंडराना, घूमना. Sliding through long grass near the water hole where plump deer pass. In the second stanza, he wants to say about the life of a tiger in a jungle where he should be. Like he wants to say एक टाइगर को बेसिकली शैडो में जाकर घूमना चाहिए. दैट मीन्स कि अंडर द ट्री, जो फॉरेस्ट है वहाँ पे उसको घूमना चाहिए. स्लाइडिंग थ्रू लॉन्ग ग्रास, उनकी लाइफ में क्या होना चाहिए, बड़े बड़े ग्रास के पीछे अपने आप को छिपाना है, छुप के रहना है. क्यों छुप के रहना है? नियर द वाटर होल, वो भी छोटे छोटे तालाब के, यहाँ पे जो वाटर रिसोर्सेज होते हैं हमारे जंगल में, वहाँ पर बड़े बड़े ग्रास के पीछे, झाड़ी के पीछे उसको छुप कर रहना चाहिए. वेयर प्लम्प डेयर पास, जहाँ पर मोटे मोटे, प्लम्प मीन्स मोटे, ताजे तगड़े, उनके जो शिकार, जो प्रे जो डियर आते हैं वहाँ पर रहना चाहिए. दैट मीन्स द रियल लाइफ ऑफ अ टाइगर इज he must be or he should be lurking around the shadow in the forest just to wait for his prey, deer or any kind of animal, when the animals come for drinking water, and he will be attacking on them to have it or have them. So here the poet has discussed in the two stanza, one the life of a tiger in a zoo, another in the life what should be of a tiger in the jungle. In the next stanza, poet again mentioned about the life of a tiger in the jungle, that what he should do. Here he mentioned that he should be snarling around houses. Snarling is a sound just to make the people terrorize, डराने के लिए, उनकी आवाज़, गुर्राना, जोर से डराना. So here poet wants to say that a tiger must be snarling around houses. जो जंगलों के बगल में जो घर है उनके उसके आसपास जाकर वो लोगों को डराए. At the jungle's edge, forest के edge पे, edge means किनारा, baring his white fangs. Baring means uncover, that means दिखाना, show करना. His white fangs. Fangs is actually used for the teeth of a snake, but here it is used for the tiger. जो उसके नुकीले दांत है उसको दिखाते हुए, अपने पंजे को, his claws को दिखाते हुए, terrorizing the village. ये real nature है एक tiger का. That's why poet wants to say the real life of a tiger is to terrorize the people who are living at the edge of the forest, because the people the people are cutting the trees and making their houses to live, but the places belongs to the animal. That's why here poet wants to say that a tiger should be snarling around the houses where the people live, and he must show his fangs, claws, just to terrorize the people. This is the real life of a tiger. The poet actually have mentioned in the third stanza. He is actually discussing about the life of a tiger in the jungle, what he should do. In the first stanza he mentioned that, but here he is regretting that what our tiger should be is quite not possible over here, because the tiger is kept inside the bars, inside the cage. Here in the first stanza he wants to say, but he is locked in a concrete cell. Here poet wants to say a tiger cannot do such kind of thing that I have mentioned, because he is put inside a jail or inside a cell. His strength behind bars. Poet mentioned that the strength of a tiger, जोश, पावर, वो कुछ काम का नहीं है, बिकॉज वो सारा का सारा पावर लिमिटेड जगह पे है. कहाँ पर? वो सेल में है, एक बार्स के पीछे है. स्टॉकिंग द लेंथ ऑफ हिज केज, और वो सिर्फ अपने केज में ही जितनी भी एरिया हो, 10 मीटर 15 मीटर, उसी में वो आना जाना कर रहा है, वही उसका स्टॉकिंग प्लेस है. ही कैन नॉट गो टू द एज ऑफ द फॉरेस्ट, ही कैन नॉट टेरराइज द पीपल, बिकॉज ही इज actually locked inside the bars. And in the zoo, people come to watch that tiger cannot go outside because tiger is locked inside. Stalking the length of a cage, ignoring visitors. Here poet wants to say that he is quite unhappy, and that is why he is just stalking inside the cage and also ignoring the visitor, because the real life of animal, actually the real life of animal is what? The animal must be roaming all around in the forest and doing what they want to do, but here it is opposite of the life of a tiger in the jungle. Here he is living inside a cage. That's why he's quite unhappy, and that's why he is ignoring the visitors also, those the visitors who actually visit the zoo. In the last stanza, the poet has mentioned he hears the last voice at night. That particular tiger inside the cage listens or hears the voice at night also. What kind of voice? There are several voices. People come, the watchman, the patrolling car, the superintendent, lots of people come to visit a zoo at night also. The patrolling cars, here the poet has mentioned the patrolling cars are used for the patrolling, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Here poet wants to say that the tiger is quite unhappy that he is ignoring all the people as well as the people who are working for the zoo, because he is quite unhappy. The life of a person, suppose we people are here, we used to live in like nowadays again lockdown. So I should mention about this that the life of ours has been changed actually, because in the month of March or in the month of February, what we used to do, there were lots of work to do, but nowadays we have only a work to stay at home and doing what the home chores are actually. So the life has been changed. Similarly, the life of an animal like tiger must be in the jungle freely, and he must be doing what he wants to do, but here he is actually locked inside a cage where he feels unhappy, and that's why he's ignoring all of them. So the poet has mentioned that here the tiger listens to what he faces at night, the people coming for patrolling and all, and with his brilliant eye he just look at them or he stares at them, but he cannot do such any action, because he knows very well that he is inside the bars and he cannot do anything. That's why poet has mentioned here the life of a tiger in a zoo is quite opposite what his life actually is. So basically in this poem, poet actually wanted to say that the life of a tiger in two phases, one in the jungle, another in the bars. So it's quite easy and quite a common poem where the poet has just wants to say about the tiger's life and nothing else in the poem. Okay, then thank you. Just go through once, and if you have any problem, consult me.